Well, Kepma is a brand that we've been working with for a while now, and they've made some incredible guitars with attention to detail. And recently, they actually upgraded some of their entry-level models, the laminate tops, as well as some of the advanced models. We've got some new guitars in store, and today we're going to explore that, and we're going to talk about some of the specs, play some of those guitars, and just give you an idea of what Kepma is up to. So first up, we have the EDC, which is part of the E series, again super popular. And what they've done is they've actually changed the neck joint on there, and that makes it easily adjustable when it comes to action. Earlier it was just the truss rod, but now there's a nice joint over there that they've come up with, and this is just one of the engineering marvels that Kepma is constantly innovating.
So I think you mentioned the neck joint. I think overall the entire construction has gone up in terms of the quality of the wood, in terms of fit and finish and everything, and it's resulting in that sort of a sound. I've found like the sound it's like sort of covering all the genres.
Yeah.
It's got that kind of a sound now. So it does sound good with the whole bluesy scenario. But even in like a pop setting, it's got a very like expressive sound. So even like when you're hitting the guitar hard, it's sort of there. It's not giving out. And even when you're hitting it soft, it's still reminding you that yes, I can be the singer-songwriter friend. So that sort of a thing. As far as the construction goes, the frets are really well done. It's the fit and finish has really gone up. So Kepma, from all the Kepmas that I've seen before, this even being in the starter range bracket, it's a significant jump in terms of construction. Even I think we've even got a pickup on board, which we'll get into.
Yep.
The neck joint that they've done, I didn't really feel anything getting in the way though. I didn't really feel a big change. More than the neck joint, what I felt was the overall quality has gone up, and it's giving out that sound, man. It's for me like that bluesy sound really stands out for this guitar.
Yeah, I mean, it is a dreadnought shape, so it's got that good amount of volume to it. And we actually had this conversation about should beginner guitars be cheap and not sounding good and not playing well. Is that like that used to be like a benchmark or whatever, but now we're looking at people who want to buy guitars that don't just go or give way in like a year or so. And with Kepma, we're constantly in touch with like the owners and what their vision is for the company, and they always prioritize, like you mentioned, the build quality and the fit and finish. They are engineers, and they are completely focused on that aspect of the guitar building, and that's what Kepma has represented throughout. Yeah, and also coming to the price point, this is the E series, and it retails at about 17,200 for the pure acoustic, and then around 20 for the semi-acoustic, that's with the K1 pickup, and then the trans-acoustic with your delay, reverb and stuff, that's about 26. So that's the range generally how it goes from the pure acoustics to trans-acoustics. So this was the E series, and we also have the A1C and the D1C series. Those also have upgrades, and in fact it's so popular that it's already sold out at the time of shooting this video. So with the E series, this was the Dreadnought version. We also have the ES36, which is the travel size version. Again, a lot of you are familiar with that. It's great for singer-songwriters, traveling musicians. So now we're going to take a look at that. Right, so that was the ES36, which is the travel size variant of the E series. We've had so many artists use it. We had Raghav Miatal, we had Sudan using these guitars, mainly for traveling and for stage shows. Incredible sound, super reliable, and they are improving on it. Similar to the EDC that we played, which had the upgraded neck joint, even the E series on the ES36 has got this upgraded neck joint. So again, Varun, you were playing this for a while now. How do you find this guitar?
Pretty comfortable to play. It's a smaller size, so you can keep playing it for longer. It feels easy to play. I think similar construction, very nicely done frets, good smooth neck and everything, and even the body, the kind of materials used, it's not giving any feeling of compromises or affordable material has been used or any of that sort. And even at the back, I like the tuning keys and everything, the whole sides and the back finish as well. Even the sound wise, I think, although I played a Dreadnought before this, so I mean it does sound, compared to a Dreadnought, it's not quite the bigness, but even then I didn't really feel like I've suddenly shrunk down to a very baby size guitar. It still feels pretty good, and it's got the whole although there's no cutaway, you get that what do you say, the miniature version of the OM model.
The OM model, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, but even the finger picking stuff sounds good, and even the strumming sounds fine, and it's got a fair bit of low end.
Yeah.
Okay, so even if you don't have this guitar plugged in, you could still play it to a room full of people, and it's loud enough.
Yeah, I've known a lot of these travel size guitars. They kind of sound very mid-rangey, very honky, for lack of a better word. But this one doesn't do that, and we're still in laminate top territory. We've not gone to the solid tops. So what we're going to do next is get into the solid top category. Different quality woods, a huge upgrade. So that's where we get into the F series. So let's check that out next. So now we're in solid top category. We have the F series with us. This is the F0E Pro, and it's really cool that Kepma is now coming in with inlays. We talked about how their focus was on the engineering and getting things perfect, and they've been doing that incredibly well. However, the markets have changed, and now people want something that looks good. And as you can see with this guitar, it's got the inlays, it's got this cool color, it's a nice gloss finish. And just a little bit of history, Anand Bhaskar used to use this guitar, Frizzell D'Souza used to use this guitar. And it was a really versatile guitar for hard strumming, especially for someone who uses it extensively and uses it as a tool to accompany their voice as well. So you have a solid instrument that's just there, it's reliable. And obviously Kepma has gone on and created something even better. This is of course a semi-acoustic, so you get a great pickup on there. So let's hear what it sounds like. Wow, well, that sounded like straight up. I could hear a little more projection and a little more fullness to the sound. So, how did you feel like from the playability versus the response?
Man, this one is a serious guitar. Like, construction is top notch, and you can feel it. The moment you put your hands on it, you sort of feel it. So apart from the amazing construction, the solid top and everything, very solid throw, very solid, that low end and that body that this guitar has. So that's there. I think the neck feels really, really smooth and really, sort of really well done. And even the pickup sounds great. I like the finish. I like the inlays and everything. Mm-hmm. And this is more sort of that guitar which, if you're recording like your album or your songs and stuff like that, this really has that expression where the softness is there. It's very gentle sounding if you play it that way. And it's got a very solid throw if you want to use it live and, play it loud and you really get into it. So it delivers, the like that best of both worlds.
Been really popular, one of my favorite models, and I love how Kepma is now starting to go with the aesthetics. People especially the younger generation, it's all about the looks. So hopefully we'll get some more inlay designs from Kepma. Until then, let's check out the next series on there. So next up we've got the G1S, which is the next series, the G series. And again, you're in solid top category, but now it's a slightly higher grade solid top, and even the back end sides on these are Rosewood, which I think is a great combination to have, gives some great sounds. And this one comes with the L1 pickup that's been developed by Double while working with Kepma. And it's got a lot of features on there. It's obviously a trans-acoustic guitar. So you get your delay, reverb, chorus. But this also has an app connectivity feature. So you can really dial in your sounds on the app. And if that wasn't enough, it's got an inbuilt looper and a drum machine. So there's a lot to explore in that, which we'll explore in a different video. And for now, we'll just look at what the guitar sounds like and how it feels. So let's check that. Wow, so that was the GA1S, which is, it's actually a new line that they've started. You have the series, the G series, but this is really incredible sounding. Again, we've come to the Rosewood back end sides now. Solid top, higher grade solid tops, as well as the back end side, it's a much higher grade. And right off the bat, you can hear the projection, the way, the definition of the note, the kind of frequencies it covers, and the way it projects. This is a dreadnought, obviously, which we are familiar with, is the acoustic guitar sound. And Varun, you were straight up blown away by how lively this guitar is. That's what you mentioned.
So the overall construction, the solid top, back and sides, everything. This is like a serious, guitar. And from the first chord I struck, you could hear, like I said, that the guitar is lively, because it's almost like there's a compressor built into the guitar. So even like the slightest hand that you move on the strings, you're getting a note there, and like a crystal clear note. And you can play a lot more with just very less effort. So the guitar is like really giving back whatever effort that you're putting into. So that's there. Apart from that, the construction is just top notch. All the transacoustic electronics that are on board, all the features, but very high quality tuners, and fit and finish is just spot on, man.
I want to talk about like the L1 transacoustic pickup, the way it projects, and we've obviously done a recording, and the amount of sound and the way the reverb reacts to it is just super cool, and it's one of the best transacoustic pickups, at least, that I've heard. And Kepma has been working with Double to develop this, so super great, lot of features on there. So how did you feel about how the just the transacoustic was responding? We didn't even plug it in; it was just through the sound hole.
Yeah. So pretty spot on reverbs and everything. It doesn't feel like there's like an effect on, but it just sounds like you're plugged into some nice studio reverb unit, and that's what you want. You want that feeling of all these effects that we are able to dial into our studio through the DAW. If we could carry those with us to our live shows, and with no processor, nothing on board, with just the guitar. So that is what that transacoustic is giving us, even with the delays and everything. And you can control the patches from your phone, right? Yeah, that's the best part. So you just take the acoustic with you, set up a few patches and switch through it, and that's it.
Yeah, this again comes with like 4 presets that you can save and just toggle it on the go, which is super convenient to have. And I remember a few guitarists talking about initially how people were apprehensive about transacoustic when it came on. Alright, so we were talking to Shrey, who's an incredible fingerstyle guitar player. He's played with A.R. Rahman and so many famous artists. He's been in studios. And initially he got the Kepma a few years ago and he's loved the guitar. He was telling me how he was apprehensive about, the transacoustic and getting effects and on board, especially with acoustic guitars. But as he started using it, and using the effects, it made him play a little differently, compose a little differently, and just approach playing in a new manner that wouldn't have existed without the transacoustic. So that's what I think is great about having tech, where you introduce it to the acoustic guitar, but you don't change the fundamental philosophy of what it is. but it still gives you options here and there. And that's one thing that Kepma's been doing super cool. They don't just develop tech for the sake of it. They make sure that it serves the purpose of the musician and also makes the guitar a better instrument overall. Alright, so today we were talking about some Kepma guitars. Obviously, this is not the entire line. We have a whole bunch of other guitars that have been around, and you've seen it on the channel, you've seen it on Instagram, and you've seen it with so many artists across the country. This is what Kepma has been doing new and innovating in terms of not just the guitar tech, but also with the looks, with the inlays, with the pickups, and overall construction. This is the next step forward, and we look forward to seeing a lot more from Kepma. So those were the newer models of Kepma. Obviously, we have the older models that have been around for a while. And if you all have one of those older Kepma models and you've been using it for a while, we'd like to know your thoughts and your experience with the guitar over the years, how it's evolved and how you've been finding it. Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear from you all. If there's anything you want us to talk about, do let us know in the comments. We obviously love your feedback, and we look forward to creating more and more videos for y'all. And till then, we'll see you on the next one.